2, 1. Greetings, good sir. I see that you want to learn about the AC130, the gunship, Battlefield 3, the excellence that it provides. Armor kill is out, and I am more pumped than ever, you guys. This is absolutely amazing. It took me a little bit of a learning curve to get used to this, but I can proudly say that these beastly clips were all done by myself. So kick back and enjoy those. I'm going to talk about this for a little while. Fortunately for you guys, this is much easier to fly than a jet. I do have a jet tutorial also, which went over extremely well back in the past, back in my earlier days. So if you guys want to check out, learn a little bit more about the jet and controlling that, some really great tips for you there. I'm going to put a link below to those lessons, but you know what? Those went over really well, got a great response, great rating, so I thought I would help you guys out with some more Battlefield 3. I'm going ham on this right now, waiting for Black Ops 2 to come out. But enough jibber jabber, let's get down to the tips, tricks, tutorial, and the information about the gunship and AC130 that I picked up, and I'm going to be putting down for you guys right now. Starting out, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the gunner or the gunship in general, AC130, and tell you guys a little bit of information. Say you've never used one before, you've never been in one, you can't get the opportunity. First thing I'm going to say is if you can't get the opportunity, go into a very small map, say only 1v1, get a feel for the overall gunship itself. Now, if you still aren't down for that, you just want to hear me talk about it, I'm going to give you that right now. So basically we have this gun that you see right now, which is the secondary gunner, and then this one, which is the first gunner. Now I separate these because when you first hop into the gunship, you start in this one, and the secondary gunner is more my preferential. That's the classic AC130, the largest cannon that it has is in that second gunner seat. Now, both seats have the exact same secondary gun. If you push Y on that, it's going to take you to an AA type cannon that is going to be on top of the aircraft. I don't have any clips of that, but you'll clearly see that when you push Y, and that's mainly for taking out enemy jets or helicopters. Now, the problem with this is that it's only on top. You can't aim too low. Now, this is a really good strategy if you're in a jet trying to take down the AC-130 is stay below its level, because otherwise it's going to be able to shoot you. But if you stay below it, it's really not going to be able to, especially if you stay on the outskirts. Now, this cannon that's on top, this AA type cannon, is a fast firing machine gun, very similar to something that you would see in, say, a Conquest or Rush type map. More specifically, a Conquest type situation where you're back in the base and you have that turret, say on Operation Firestorm. When you're back in that base, you can hop into that huge cannon type turret thing. Same thing as on top. It's really great for taking out anti-air, take out the jets very quickly. That being said, like I mentioned, it does have its disadvantages aiming low. Now, speaking about this cannon that you see on screen, once again, this thing, as well as the first primary gunner, both of them have almost zero bullet drop. In fact, I would say they don't have any at all. That point that you see in the very middle is exactly where you want to aim it. That might take a few shots to really get you used to that, but when you realize that it is that pinpoint accuracy, it's not like sniping, it's not like those things, you want to line it up exactly and then shoot it out. It'll look a little bit strange because you see it launching out, but that's because your plane is moving forward, so that's going to launch it down and you're going to be able to hit them there. Now, my biggest tip with this is watch where the enemy is running. Generally, you're going to see enemies sprinting, and if you aim slightly ahead of them, it's something that you just pick up on. Aim slightly ahead of them, exactly where you want it to go, and it'll go down. And it has a pretty large blast radius. It's not the largest, but it definitely will be able to take it out if you don't hit them exactly, which is something that's really great, especially with this cannon. Now, talking a little bit more about the secondary cannon, or excuse me, the primary cannon, the one that's more like the attack helicopter, not the one I'm using right now. That one you're definitely going to want to shoot in bursts. Now, this has 30 rounds, and so you can get a few shots fired out. It probably takes about 3 or 4 shots at least, pretty much around or on target in order to take it out. The cannon you currently see on screen now. Now, you're going to want to definitely keep in bursts the farther away. If it's a little closer, you can get a little more spray, but if you shoot in about 2 to 3 bursts, try not to go over that. 1 is a little too short. You're going to need more than 1 shot out, especially if you get a hit marker. You're going to wish that you had shot in 3. You know what I'm saying? So shoot them out in bursts, keep it low, and be sure to reload before it gets to 0, because that's going to increase your reload time. Now keep in mind, you aren't up forever here. As you see, I'm getting shot out 24/7, so you're going to want to get as many shots out as you can. If you're trying to sit there and line up every shot absolutely perfect, you're not going to get as many out, you're not going to get as many kills. Keep launching those missiles out, especially in the large cannon main one. It's a little bit slower reload time, but you want to get as many shots out as you can before you get taken down. Now, to prevent yourself from getting taken down, you're going to use that left bumper. That's going to deploy your flares. You can use them in both seats, even if you're using the gun on top. Whatever you're doing, you can always flare with the left bumper. Now, do keep in mind you are, spacing those out, but pretty much you're going to be shot at the entire time, so it is pretty safe to constantly be spamming it. I noticed that I did that a lot. And then something else that should go without even me saying, but I'm just going to say it anyways, is press the select and back button like crazy. Now don't just keep spamming it the entire time, because you will hear that click where it won't work anymore. So, space them out. But that's pretty much what I do, is I'm pushing the left bumper. If I'm being constantly shot at, I'll push the left bumper, tap the back button, and maintain those shots. Really works out. I was going about +10, +15, even 20 in some games. That's it for me today, though. If you guys want to hear more about this, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. That's it for me, though. This is StoneMountain64, signing out.